Liquid versus OG for the upper bracket. Winner of this has the pleasure of facing off against Gaming Gladiators, who have been pretty damn dominant in this tournament. Cinderin, how are you doing?
That's a word.
Well, just getting my mini strokes out of the way as we get into a very hype game number 3.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Witch Doctor last pick?
I feel like every series we get, there's like 1 or 2 heroes that we've barely seen all tournament.
Yeah, I love it.
Pretty cool. Yeah, last pick, Witch Doctor. Kind of with the panel. I don't know if drafting in this order and to get this payout is worth it, but I do think the Witch Doctor has some pretty redeeming qualities in this game. I think it's very good in lane against Tide. Obviously, Maledict is undispellable, so playing that together with Muerta might make for a pretty strong killer lane, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Very curious to see how that one works out.
Have you gotten to see the late game Muerta versus Terrorblade matchup? Because, I mean, theoretically,
it's
Pierce the Veil
is very good.
Magic damage right through Terrorblade's disgusting amount of armor.
Definitely the reason they picked it here is that hero-to-hero matchup. Liquid are very familiar with how that works out. On top of that, they also have the Underlord Atrophy Aura, which is also nice against Terrorblade. When he metamorphs, his damage is base damage. Yeah. So the Atrophy Aura actually does a lot.
Oh, Yuragi
will be almost butting heads already, but Yuragi
instant
wisely sidestepping there.
And instant 180 again. Like, not interested. Not interested. Understandably so.
Are Liquid actually going to start as 3, though? That's the question.
So, bounty runes are split between the two teams.
They're still hunting him.
Are they?
They really don't want to let him get to the lane here.
Yeah, well, he'll get
cutting him off a 3rd time with Boxy now.
I mean, is he actually getting
really annoying
CS because of this? Probably not.
No.
Oh? No.
And Witch Doctor ends up TPing to bot instead of gating. So.
Okay. Is Mickey? Oh my goodness. He's the one that's taking all the damage, though.
Well, no shit. He was 1v3 and they was actually playing the lane. So, well, that little maneuver from Liquid didn't really work out for them. The good news, though, is it looks like Nisha got the full first wave mid on Alk. And I think this Alk against Void Spirit matchup is really good. And I think it's way better than the Ember against Alk. Because the damage of Resonant Pulse does not compare to a full Flame Guard. And aside from that, sure, you get a little bit of a barrier with the Pulse, but Alchemist should still, I would say, overpower you in this lane and farm a lot.
Okay. So kind of stealing the Alchemist away from OG in some respects. And
I'm curious to see how it works out. It's a gut feel. I feel like Ember against Alg is a draw, and I think this one maybe 60-40.
Oh,
Mickey will be in trouble.
Is in a lot of trouble.
Nice blind. Will survive.
He's going to stay alive, but just barely. And how much regen do they have in this lane? Is he going to take a gush to the back of the head? Okay. Taiga, okay, takes a dead shot and a cask. So Liquid forcing a lot of mana out. As Yuragi with the meta, and you can see the Firestorm doing absolute work, but Zai pops the wand, and it's going to live as a result. And Boxy trying to do some residual damage to Kitrak in the meantime.
Tooth and nail, these laning fights right now. Very close, but nobody dying just yet.
Concoction mid is Nisha should be able to get at least one of the water runes pretty easily. Insania, though. It's off the cask, but he's going to get blinding lit back after taking Gush. Nice dead shot, but not enough to actually save the position 5, so Taiga ends up netting first blood for OG.
Yeah, and just to repeat how we got to this point, a large part of it, from my perspective, is the fact that they waited so long top to try to bully this Terrorblade, and Witch Doctor showed up late to lane to a Marcy, a Muerta that was almost dead and has had to expend a lot of mana as well. So it's been a long road to recovery in that lane. Still not quite there yet on the Ghost.
What time does the Lotuses appear? Is it
3 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so you can see the contest already happening. Who can click fast? It will be Boxy.
Oh, and he's even going to find a killer here,
there's a blood grenade on top of him as well. That looks to be the death of the Undying.
Oh.
Turnaround from Liquid, surprisingly so, because OG were more than happy to contest. Now Yuragi going to get forced out of the lane for the time being.
Worth keeping in mind about these Lotuses is, of course, they are extra good on every hero that really wants to have Magic Wand. So we've seen Medusa put them to great use because of the EHP. And Terrorblade is actually in a similar vein, because he has so much armor and so bad health that the physical EHP of a heal is very strong on this hero. So making sure to contest those Lotuses away from him in this lane, I think, is really important if they want to have any hope of killing him at some point. Which, I don't know if that's even going to happen regardless, but all those little things can add up.
Indeed. Zai working towards the Vanguard, which is one of the big items of the tournament, of course. The fact that you can disassemble into many a thing, but I don't think he will be doing that. He'll probably just be going for the Crimson. Is the contest for the 4-minute water rune. Nisha will snag it, and now BZM in quite a bit of trouble. Gonna have to get the hell out of there. Still another water rune on the top, but I don't think BZM can get that. So nice contest from Liquid. I think Nisha also got the bounty rune in the OG area as well. So just been dominating the
Probably
runes.
a success? Question mark? No, not quite.
Looks like he's okay for now.
Yeah, looks like I'm also a little bit wrong on this mid matchup, at least for now. It's looking good for the Void Spirit against Elk. Thought Elk would be able to put a little bit more pressure, but maybe in the end it kind of plays out like against Ember. It's kind of a tie again, just like last game. So yeah, both players getting a good amount.
Still in that meta, but a little bit too low HP to truly contest this area. And yeah, BZM 25-7 versus Nisha's 22-6. But like I said, the runes have been controlled by Liquid big time. And now that BZM's relatively low, see if Nisha can actually take advantage of getting those runes. And of course, the first power rune's about to pop in the next 50 seconds as MC taking some Maledict damage. But we'll be able to walk it off.
Turn the Kraken, as he should have in this lane. Just needs to block. And it's going to be interesting to see how offlane Tide plays, right? We haven't seen it played this so much this tournament, but this hero obviously doesn't by Vanguard. So, which way is he going to go here? It's not a good Crimson game regardless. He wants Pipe for sure, because it's going to block a lot of things. Skywrath is going to block Firestorm.
And the awkward thing about Pipe is you don't have a hood anymore. So you just have like these Ring of Health and Cloak in your inventory.
So he's going Ring of Health into Phase Boots as it looks for now. And then I'm assuming it's going to be a Pipe after. Wonder why he doesn't want Greaves though.
Be careful. A lot of supports have come and try to contest this 6-minute power rune. They know how important it is. Instania's here. Oh! It looks like the regen will be bottled by, or the illusion will be bottled by Nisha.
Okay, Nisha,
applying some pressure to Taiga,
bit
but
deep here.
Yeah, would need a +1 to be able to likely finish that. He's still going.
Actually, okay. He really hates Taiga.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess so. Has some vendetta against him. Won't be able to get the bounty rune this time though, as KitRat takes that. So expecting the cookie cutter Radiance into Manta.
It's debatable. You're against Terrorblade, so maybe that swings it away from Radiance. You are a mid-alch and you're playing with Muerta and Underlord, so the other cores have damage, so maybe you can rethink it a little bit. You can go Phase Boots into what then? Armlet?
I mean, how
Armlet
much do you,
Solar Crests or something?
How much? Oh, we got the 7-minute Wisdom runes here. KitRat's going to be spotted. Boxy getting the slow, but there's the Tombstone. 2 seconds. Boxy should be able to get it.
He'll also get out, I think.
He's getting chased by the zombie. Don't underestimate that bad boy. KitRat pops the mango. Has another decay, but he knows that's not going to be enough. But yeah, with the reflection from Terrorblade, how much do you think of, like, is that the reason you're saying no Radiance? Does that mean you can't go AC either down the road?
I mean, you have to get something, right? But I don't know. I'm just curious because it's going to be kind of telling for how he evaluates this matchup.
Oh, Zai. Triple teamed right now. Boxy TP's in, though. It's off the Ancient Seal on the BZM, and looks like that'll be the end of it.
Well, I want to see his quick buy. So far, it's Clarity.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
No, they're not done yet, actually. BZM wrapping back around, and the Resonant Pulse is enough. So nice kill onto Zai, who honestly has been at low HP for a very long time in this top lane. BZM will TP out. Concoction, though. Nisha coming in. Getting blocked by the illusion a bit is KitRat. He will fall on the Bridge of Fate. We just call that something new every game, I think. That's going to be the meme.
KitRat with the bound chat wheel to good game well played.
Oh.
Just in case there was a misunderstanding here, they're making sure, guys, we didn't actually call GG minute 8 an even game. We're not giving up yet.
It's probably happened at some point, I'm sure. Can't underestimate the rage of certain players.
Yeah, well, he lost his courier and then his life. That's a tilter for other players.
Yeah.
Not everyone can have the mental fortitude of Kitrek and still want to play 8 minutes in. Based on my pub experience recently, there are plenty of players that give up when the game begins. So,
yeah.
You know, it's already better than par for the course from my recent experience here.
Mickey getting gone on. He gets off the calling, but
no way.
Not going to do anything. Just absolutely blown up. So again, great rotation from BZM. He's been extremely active. And I, for one, I'm really happy to see Void Spirit back in the meta. This is a hero that I felt like it just kind of disappeared. And
it's a fun hero to play and watch.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
It's burst, it's movement, it's high skill, it's trickery, has all of it.
And Nisha's going to run into BZM. Still has that shield rune applied. And
okay,
this is step onto Boxy. Concoction's coming though. Insania gets off a nice Maledict. But do they have enough damage to actually burn through BZM's HP? Doesn't have the Astral Step quite yet, but looks like he's going to be fine as now the turnaround as MC has come to play. Gets off the Gush on the Boxy. That looks like they'll be able to, at the very least, get him. Oh, maybe not. Cask actually connects onto both heroes. So nobody, in fact, dies.
Nope. Nice Pavis coming in as well from the Caudle there.
Oh.
Taiga arrived with the Pavis for the Void Spirit, so got the extra barrier. I think he had Shield Rune, and he got barriered, and he has Risen.
Nisha. Gonna get stunned for a bit, but you can see the Fiend's Gate from Zai. He wants to fight. Doesn't have Pit of Malice, though, so not very useful yet.
Regen.
Yeah, that's nice. Taiga.
Pavis.
Again.
Doesn't do anything right now.
It does not against the Maledict.
He is still fine, though.
Yes.
What level Maledict is that? Level 2? Yeah.
Yeah. Insania only level 4 at 10.5 minutes, by the way, so very underleveled.
It's kind of seeing this pattern emerge here. I think Liquid compared to OG, I mean, in this game, the Undying of Kitrek is also level 4, but Taiga almost level 6 on the Caudle. It seems like OG made it a bigger priority in the previous game as well to get those support levels up. Last game, they had level 6 and 7 supports when Liquid had level 5s. So, definitely maybe something to look at for Liquid to optimize their game because, yeah, having these level 4 and 5 supports run around minute 11 just doesn't feel good. It's a hero like Skywrath that can take a lot of control in the game and play very aggressively ends up being a bit of a liability. Speaking of him, he went Pavis on Sky. I feel like that's a first.
Huh.
Not an item we see on this hero very much. I mean, it's obviously good against the Terrorblade.
Yeah.
But a bit odd because the stats don't really benefit Skywrath that well. The mono regen's nice, but health and armor isn't exactly what you're looking for in this hero.
Zai, can he survive through this? Has the Vanguard, has a Lotus Flower. He gets taunted out of it. So that will likely lead to his inevitable death.
It's going to take a bit.
It does. He's pretty damn tanky.
Nice movement from Taiga.
Firestorm just to do some damage before he does drop in the end. Insania taking a Gush, but here comes Nisha, who's at pretty low HP and is thus going to get ravaged. But he does get the concoction off in time. That would have been a disaster if he's self-stunned. So Liquid should be able to take out MC. Some sort of consolation, I suppose. But yeah, it would have been a
interesting
disaster.
Pavis doesn't block your own concoction. I guess, Pavis only blocks attacks, right? Not physical damage.
Is that true?
I would assume so.
Boxy, he's level 6 now. Nisha with another concoction. Fiend's Gate coming in as well, threatening Zai's presence. But again, he doesn't have Pit of Malice, so anytime he shows up, they just don't have enough lockdown to do anything.
But it says Pavis... Oh, hang on. We might be witnessing a kill here.
Gonna get Ancient Sealed. Concoction from Nisha, so this might be a trade of supports.
Pavis.
As Taiga will die to the Maledict or just the right clicks from Nisha, so expected 1-for-1.
So it says on Pavis that it blocks physical damage, but I'm pretty sure Nisha had Pavis on him and took full damage from his own concoction explosion.
Well, maybe self-damage is different.
Right. Is the self-damage also physical?
Well, I would imagine so.
Yeah, I would too, but I actually don't know this for a fact. Hang on. I'm very curious.
Yeah, go ahead and Google it while we cast the game at the major.
Dota2 Alchemist.
Yep, just keep up the good work, Cinderin.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm fine, right?
Gonna see a smoke from Liquid now. And Insania is still not quite level 6. Death Ward certainly help in situations where you're able to get off that Maledict, but they do have the Sky ult. Mystic Flare online. As MC showing himself. You can hear the concoction being primed and ready, and they're gonna go for MC. When will the Kraken Shell actually activate? Maledict is there. Mystic Flare to follow. Ends up popping. Oh, he's actually not taking that much damage. In fact, they're just going to turn this around instead. And Mind Control, way tankier than you would assume. And that's because he has a full pipe.
Concoction.
Yeah. Taiga. All right. Nisha. Trying to take out the pesky horse as another Pavis applied. Double damage spawns in the bot. Nisha going to get grabbed back by the Aether Remnant, so BZM will get it instead. And I mean, that's a really good hero to get double damage on. I assume that works with the Astral Step, surely.
Yep. Astral Step applies your attack damage plus a bonus amount.
So, in terms of pace, did you find out what your answer was? You literally alt-tab, stopped participating in this cast for a while.
I read quite a bit, and I didn't find a good answer.
Okay, thank you.
I'm pretty sure it's physical on yourself, and it just doesn't block self-damage.
Yeah, okay.
From what I could see, there was no...
All right, thanks. Or we just found a new bug. Also possible.
This game doesn't have any bugs.
Kitrak is smoked up with BZM, and looks like they have their sights set on Zai. Pops the double damage. Zai finally has Pit of Malice, but kind of just ignoring it.
TP.
Yeah, will he actually get out? My goodness.
Clutch.
Very surprising, as they'd already used all their stuns, which was a whopping 1 from BZM.
Yep.
MC and Yuragi, though, they're going to steal it's not the hugest stack, but
Juicy little snack, though.
it is liquids, so
Little afternoon tea.
delicious. Well, not really. Tea is disgusting. It's more
Oh, disgusting.
nice coffee.
There's very few people in the world that would call tea disgusting.
That I would
People are just indifferent.
No,
You're the first person I've ever heard in my life say tea is disgusting.
I think I'm speaking for Americans here. I think most Americans actually find tea disgusting.
Disgusting.
Have you ever watched, what's that show called? I'll think about that. Ted
No,
Lasso.
I haven't. It's a show.
Ted Lasso.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
Yeah, he hates it too.
Okay.
It's a good character. Most positive person in the world, but he hates tea. As he should. MC. Maledict is there. There's the Mystic Flare, so wasn't able to get his pipe off in time. Gets off the Ravage and then dies shortly after. Will this?
Why did he ravage?
Well, he thought that BZM would be there a little bit quicker to potentially take advantage of it. As Zai taken out of the Fiend's Gate, and we'll just go back.
Okay.
I mean, that's funny that the recent nerf to the channel time actually applied there, because he would have been through.
Yeah.
But again, doesn't really. Oh, double piggies. I like it. And they're smoked up.
Imagine you get smoke ganked and there's just 5 pigs popping out of smoke.
Yeah, that's terrifying. If they're able to find anybody. And you can see...
You don't know who to hex. They're all pigs.
Well, if you're playing Lion, then it's a fish, right? So it depends.
Yeah, but when they all arrive, it might be hard to,
Kitrak might
distinguish the
tank the
heroes.
gank, and it looks like that will be the case.
All right.
Boxy gets credit for that one. But yeah, in terms of pace of the game, who's happier in their position right now? Because it's a very even game.
Yeah, it's pretty even. I feel like it's a bit hard to call. A lot of it comes down to how these core-to-core matchups are going to play out in the end. I do feel like Terrorblade, from my perspective, is relatively solved, and we don't see very much Tide for a reason, I think. But at the same time, how is Witch Doctor going to scale? Is he going to remain relevant? I don't know. I'm leaning slightly Liquid, I suppose, but I think it's still a very, very even game.
And Nisha should mention that he did not go for the Radiance build like you mentioned, so...
He did go Armlet. Oh.
Armlet and then Fast Blink. That's why he's been participating so much.
Oh.
Of course,
Very curious what the next item is now, though.
Yeah,
right?
I mean... You talked about how the reflection is probably the reason he's not going to Radiance, but this is also going to slow down his farm, right? We've been seeing a lot of Alchemists mostly farming in that mid roll.
The reason this still feels good for him is that he's not carry, right? He's mid, and a lot of the time mid-alks can go hybrid builds and just also play aggressively around the map and make space. As a result, the Muerta's just free farming, and this hero is obviously going to ramp up very fast with high-level Gunslinger and Maelstrom. Love this from OG, by the way, identifying that Liquid are not going to be interested in this.
Yep.
Will grab themselves an Aegis. It takes them a while, but...
Not the fastest, but they'll be happy with the result. Aegis on BZM.
Once this Deso is completed together with this Echo Saber, the damage that he and Terrorblade together can output is no joke.
Yeah.
And it's damage that's hard to block with Crimson, so they can actually kill people through this because it just gets overwhelming. It's still, the Crimson is still great, no doubt about it. But OG could have enough in the tank to kill heroes through it.
And we'll see how these teams play around that 20-minute mark. We've been seeing some steals lately. Teams becoming more comfortable with the idea of how to work around these timings of that Tormentor.
Oh, Nisha.
Oh, okay. He just blinked and dodged everything.
Can't believe that's
very nice. A new record. 4 staff.
Faster than the fastest out of 3 matches.
Wow. Incredible performance. As Insania, he's going to get the Maledict onto Yuragi. Do they have enough damage to go through him? Of course, he does have Sunder as Insania trying to get up to the high ground, getting chased by an illusion. Taiga getting pretty low, burning down, but looks like he'll live. And there's finally the Sunder coming through onto Nisha. And he'll just run away. So no casualties yet.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And if I'm not mistaken, Sunder goes through BKB now, right? So like
yes, you heal, they don't take damage.
Oh, they don't take damage.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Still, that's a big buff to Terrorblade.
Yeah.
I don't know how you play around that then necessarily, but
got to get that Lincoln's,
I guess.
Or just kill him.
Concoction, initiation.
Boom.
On himself. All right, so 20-minute mark. We can see that OG are in the air. They already popped the meta, but Yuragi takes some damage, and he needs somebody else to help tank it. But it looks like they might not go for it now. I assume the Flesh Golem works against the Tormentor, but
I don't know actually exactly how.
It's a building kind of, so it's hard to tell how it works.
Yeah. Yuragi, no Sunder.
Yes, that's
no
true.
problem.
Yeah, they're gonna walk away, so likely both teams to get their own Tormentors, but BZM gets silenced. But he has the Illusion Rune. Very unfortunate for Liquid, but Nisha jumps in with the Mystic Flare. That's a lot of damage to Yuragi, but the Sunder is back up, and Nisha now forced to just run away, but BZM doesn't look like he can catch up. No Astral Steps to speak of. And after all that, only 1 dead, and it was Boxy. Crimson Guard popped, and looks like OG not afraid to dive really deep. Nice Pit of Malice onto 3 heroes.
Yeah. Such cool defensive tools for zone control here from Liquid, right? They put the calling on the stairs and they put the pit there. So effectively just zoning out every angle that OG could have tried to enter through and only lose 1 support.
Nisha concocting himself again for fun.
For farm.
And that too. Still kind of scary though.
It's the best kind of farming.
Okay, OG end up taking...
They have
Grab Ally.
Grab Ally. Pretty good against Skyreth and Alk combo, to be honest, if he plays it well.
Yeah, could be very big. Of course, does require a little extra finger clicking, Synderin, which Undying players usually don't have the ability to do, in my experience at least. Very low IQ.
No offense, Kitrack.
Yeah, nothing against Kitrack.
Okay.
You've heard his voice lines, all about gummy worms and all that garbage. I can relate with him, actually.
Well, I don't even know how low his int is. It's not bottom 3, right?
He has good int.
Yeah.
He has a...
Bottom 3 are Ogre, Ogre, Troll, and I don't know what the third one is.
Which, as Boxy gets initiated on, and actually,
Mystic
Flares enough to take out the Aegis, and somehow Boxy lives. Now they have to set up with the Pit of Malice. Do they have the lockdown to continue the kill? They do. BZM completely punished.
Oof.
Wow.
That is just an Aegis thrown to the wind. No value at all.
Well, for Liquid, it was pretty value.
Yeah. It also wasn't their Aegis. What are you saying?
It was value for them because he got overconfident. Now they got a kill.
Oh, okay, like that.
See? Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Oh, like that. Okay, that's a pretty big kill. And I feel like this game is a little bit slower than the last 2, and maybe that's because both teams have backs against the wall to some degree. I mean, obviously, it's upper bracket, so they have an extra life, but...
It feels a little bit like the nature of the lineups, too. The flow will just be different. This time, the offlaner's a Tide instead of a Bat. This plays a totally different style of movement and pacing, and most of the all of the activity coming out of OG will have to come from the Void Spirit, right? They've picked 0 playmakers except BZM, so for better or worse, he's going to have to do stuff, and he has been pretty successful so far. Whenever he's out of play, Liquid feel very confident to just walk around and farm, feels like.
So next Roche we won't know about for quite a while, which means OG can't just wait around. Neither can Liquid.
Have the Halberd on Tide.
They will smoke up. Mickey is going to be able to BKB and walk away. Did they actually chase, though? Potentially. Mind Control. No. Mind Control doesn't have any gap closed for himself. Mystic Flare onto the Undying, but Kitrak will live thanks to the Force Staff. Boxy with the self-Pavis, but gets dropped shortly after. Insane able to Force Staff to the low ground. Haven't really seen like a big team fight at all. It's been mostly just these small pickoffs here and there.
Yeah.
And even when the teams are in the same area, we still only see like 1 or 2 heroes die. No full commitment either way.
Tower is under attack.
It's just hard, right? Liquid can't really commit into them because of Ravage, and OG can't really commit into them because none of their heroes are mobile, except Void Spirit. So you've got 2 lineups that are, for the most part, I mean, kind of static, right? It's the same. Underlord is a static hero. Witch Doctor is a static hero. Skywrath has a little bit of range and can do some things, but yeah, it's just how this game's going to be for a while, it feels like, until items really start pumping out that cover those weaknesses.
Yeah, we should mention some item pickups. Mickey has had the Maelstrom Dragonless BKB with now a Crystallis online. And it looks like it's going to be a casual Crystallis because he's going to be finishing Hurricane Pike next. And I feel like we've been seeing, has it been more Silver Edge than Daedalus on Muerta, or has it been kind of split?
It's been a mix, I think. Silver should be good this game, though, against Tide.
Yeah, the break is pretty important.
It gives them a way of killing Tide together with Skywrath, if they coordinate it well.
Yeah, that's fair.
So.
And Nisha, what's his big item coming up? Silver Edge.
Silver as well. So maybe Muerta won't go Silver. I don't think it should double Silver.
Well, you don't like 2 breaks?
I mean, it's not like it's bad, but
Jinx.
Yeah, he's eyeing up the Hurricane Pike first, and then I'm assuming it's just gonna be the Daedalus. We'll find out soon enough.
Well, the side of OG, Yuragi picked up his Scotty not too long ago and is already basically halfway to a Daedalus for himself.
Yep.
And BZM, despite that death, still farming quite well. The Echo Saber, Desolator, and BKB is just getting started now.
I'm looking at what do OG do to Muerta ult? They can't kill her, right? They don't have enough magic damage at all. Terribly will do nothing. Void Spirit will do some, but he can't attack. He can get some of the Void Mark damage in his spells, Coddle, and do some. This feels like a game. At the pace this is going, it's entirely possible that Muerta reaches super late game and starts getting a refresher. And her invincibility duration is just going to be pretty meaningful.
I don't think there's any way you can buy Revenant's Brooch against her, right? I don't think that's going to work as Mystic Flare combo. BZM
again, they
caught out
him.
again. 2 very crucial deaths.
Yep.
And we'll see if Liquid are able to take advantage. And
I don't know if they can get any
Roche
collateral.
is up.
Well, their lineup kills it pretty well. I mean, Muerta is a good Roche killer. They have an Acid Spray.
And Nisha with the double damage as well. Kitrak able to TP. Yuragi still hiding in the trees.
And the fact that it's nighttime, good news for Liquid since they're up here.
Yeah.
They do want to fight Roche. He is at home northwest.
I mean, how fast can they kill him? Because BZM's up in only 15 seconds.
Yeah, they're just not going to go.
It's not like BKBs have been forced or anything like that.
No. We're chilling.
But yeah, that once BZM gets his BKB, I think those deaths likely stop. But the fact that those have happened definitely halted his progress in this game.
Yeah.
And he was off to a very good start.
Looks like they're going to go double Silver after all on Liquid.
Yeah, Insania getting caught out, but there's the calling coming through. Silencing Tidehunter cannot get off his Ravage at all. He likely would like to. BKB popped by Nisha. And Zai, his TP is canceled, so that will be the kill. Along with Insania, Mickey has to BKB TP himself. So perhaps Liquid staying around too long. OG pseudo punishing that.
And that's great news for them because now it's their Roche, right?
That's right.
Meta popped. You have Gush. You have Flesh Golem. Not gonna take too long. And yeah, this catch from BZM really good, right? You find a moment of weakness where Insania is a bit out of position here, and is also on top of that standing next to the Underlord.
And we didn't see a Ravage the entire time either.
Not needed.
Yeah. Now that the BKBs are getting lower as well, MC's Ravages could have huge impact on the game. Aegis for the T-beat, Cheese on the Void Spirit. Nisha ready for the concoction.
Can they do this?
We'll see. And Fiend's Gate's being procced as well, and they're going to get the silence, but not before the Ravage. Dead shot back, but Kraken Shell activates again, and MC at half HP, and hey,
they could not.
He wants to fight now.
They forced Ravage, but they also used Pierce the Veil, but Ravage is the bigger cooldown.
Yeah, true.
So, I guess not too bad for Liquid if they can find a fight.
He wants to jump in. Link into Gush, and now he takes a Maledict, but looks like he's going to be fine. The rest of OG time to fight Nisha with a huge concoction.
Oh, baby, a triple!
Taiga will live, but Kitrak's not going to be so lucky. Wait, that's the grab ally. I'm not sure if anybody's actually inside it because I'm just talking about this for no reason because it's a very interesting change indeed to this patch. Synderen. Zai is gushed, has the Pavis apply, but it looks like he's going to drop eventually. BKB popped by Mickey in the meantime. Does not have his ult because he doesn't have the mana for it, but Void Spirit just gets dropped to the Mystic Flare. Again, that's like the third time he's died to this spell. And now Yuragi just cleaning up. Double kill for him. MC just living on a sliver of HP. Make it a triple for Yuragi. And OG cleaning up nicely.
Damn, they chose to take that fight knowing that they didn't have Ravage, but still just playing their advantage with the Cheese and Aegis. The fight becomes too difficult for Liquid. That looked good from that triple Alk stun from Nisha set them up nicely, but the follow-through wasn't quite there. You see it here off to the right. Getting all three heroes caught here, but Caudle does survive with the Force Staff Pavis. It's really important that Taiga stays alive here for the heals, for the blinds. OG getting a big reward. Now 10k up. Gonna go and steal the enemy Wisdom Rune. Don't remember when the... We have no way of seeing when the Tormentor was killed, right?
No.
You can't check that. That would actually be nice. That would be nice quality of life.
Yeah, that's what I said last game, but I know you weren't listening at all.
Yeah, that would be nice quality of life. It's a good suggestion from me.
Thank you.
Hey, the fact that we both got the idea independently means it's a good idea, right?
That's true. Zai, he's getting control, trying to go through the Fiend's Gate, and he will make it somehow.
Yikes.
Just, I mean, they do have a lack of stuns on OG, but still, very close call. And Taiga and company, BZM. Force out the BKB from Nisha. They still see him. Uses the Ogre Seal Totem, but he looks to be dead. Huge kill for OG again, as they're starting to run away with this game.
How did they have vision on him the whole time? Oh, they have Gem and Caudle.
I thought. Oh, was it Gem?
They might have used both. And Nisha not getting out of that. This game is starting to look really OG suddenly. It was staying even for quite a while. But this kind of advantage with Terrorblade is generally a really, really good sign. Obviously, Muerta, we've covered, has a good matchup hero to hero, but the rest of their team don't know if they can really deal with Yuragi that well. And Muerta's itemization, the damage isn't there yet. That's the biggest problem. Mickey doesn't have Daedalus quite yet, and even when he does, he might still need an additional item to really become a huge threat for that TB. Question is if he's going to get time for it. OG going to go for it.
They will indeed. Aegis still online. Yuragi doesn't have his meta for another 50 seconds, though, which actually will kind of line up with the Aegis. So OG might not be able to actually take advantage of the Aegis fully. Mickey is going for the Daedalus. I don't know if you mentioned that instead of the Silver Edge, so he switched
it up again.
Just going for raw damage output.
I think it's the right call, too, because, yeah, you can get another break against the Tide, which is nice, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to kill the other big boys in the fight, too. Killing off Tide is not enough. Yuragi has to be dealt with, and you're doing the majority of the damage. So the responsibility really falls on you when Alchemist isn't really going to be doing as much. He's got Silver Edge now. It's not like Nisha's damage is irrelevant, but Terrorblade has 31 armor.
We'll say, even with the Silver Edge, when you have it on a melee hero, it's going to be harder to execute as well versus having it on range anyway, right?
That's true.
So we'll see if they're able to actually break the Tidehunter successfully. And that's the
Shard
shard.
again. Terrorblade
Very
gets
quick pickup.
Demon Zeal.
Yes. So now is able to farm more effectively in his melee form.
Very distracting. It keeps getting more expensive every second.
Wait, how does that spell even work?
You pay is it 25% or 20% of your health?
Oh yeah, that's right.
20% of your current health. So the cost keeps changing if you're not full health.
I bet, yeah, people with OCD do
Oh,
not.
that's a Ravage.
Big Ravage coming in though, and that's a dead
Holy!
Mickey. 70 seconds. He's just caught out with his pants down.
He was just not ready. Mickey was standing in the front with no protection.
Mind
they didn't have
control
Glimmer, they didn't have Force. They
does it
piped
again.
him, but
And Uragi
immediate
and
point
company.
Ravage.
Yeah, they can
Gotta be
just go for
paying
this high
attention.
ground now. Uragi in his meta form. They can just play with their
Oh
food.
my
Insanity
God,
out.
this
He's going to stay alive
damage.
thanks to the shard for the time being. Ancient Seal onto Uragi, but still has the Sunder available if he wants to use it. They're going to go for this full set of racks, if not more. Zai pops the Crimson. There's the Sunder destroying him. 3 dead for Liquid. The buyback from Insanity is not even going to help because he's dead again. Only 1 alive. This could be it. All of a sudden, OG just slamming their fist down. And Nisha is the only survivor for Liquid. I don't think he can hold this off at all. They're going to play it safe and go for the Mega Creeps, it looks like.
Well, Mind Control is.
He wants to just hit the Ancient, yeah.
He's already starting. He's working on the next objective, but, well, you're right. He'll take the full Megas. Yeah, Dota is crazy sometimes. You know, you're on defense. You have this big core, you're out of position for 3 seconds, you get punished instantly, and you just lose the entire base to
Jump again, but
Terrorblade.
this time he does get the BKB off, and BZM just feeds himself. Kitrak looks like he'll be next, although he's evading a lot of attacks here. And he's inside his tombstone, the grab ally on self. And now Mickey, he's taking the brunt of the damage, no more BKB, so he gets right-clicked into Oblivion. Nisha, doesn't matter, GG's called. Liquid lose suddenly as OG take it 2-1, and they will face off against Gaming Gladiators in the upper.